I gotta get away from this life right now, so I can pull you real close, call you mine, till the sun goes down. We can't.
Hi you guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while and I always do this. But I am going to be giving you guys a new video today. This is actually very special to me. It's nothing crazy, but it's my literal everyday life and the reason why I am busy and why I don't film as often as I used to. I've been teaching since I was 8 years old. I've been teaching dance since I was 18 years old, and so it's something that I'm very passionate about. I was a dancer growing up since I was 7. If any of you are new to my channel and don't know that already, some of you guys already know my background, but yeah, so I've been dancing my whole life and I've been around it. I love it. I'm like passionate about it. I've recently been pushing myself as a choreographer and a teacher, and even with technique and stuff, like with my students, I've just been trying to like watch videos, explore the internet, see what's new, what's going on, because you know, you lose sight of that sometimes, or just it could get repetitive, or you just kind of like are in the same motion of stuff. And so I'm at that point where I've been kind of exploring and trying to get better as a teacher and do my part and my homework for these students to try to like better them and benefit them for their future and to get them stronger. And today I'm gonna take you guys with me, and you're gonna come to the studio I teach at, and you're gonna meet one of my students, and I'm gonna just do a private lesson, my normal private lesson with her. Her name is Liliana. She's super sweet. She's one of our newer students, but I've had the pleasure of working with her for the past few months, and she has an hour private with me today, so I thought this was a perfect opportunity. I'm gonna show you guys kind of what I do, and I think this is kind of interesting because it's me, it's personal, and it's what I do every day for my job. And I love my job. I would never want to do anything else besides obviously tour the world and sing for you guys and meet all of you. But that's another thing. Why not take you guys with me and just show you what I do kind of with my students and just every day. Don't forget, you guys, to give this video a thumbs up, and yeah, subscribe to my family. It would mean the world to me. I'm trying to get back on my game. I love you guys, and stay tuned. Okay guys, I'm here at the dance studio and I'm here with Lily. So she's here now, and now you get to finally meet her. Lily, how old are you? 12. She had to think about it. Her birthday just passed, that's why, right? It just passed. Let's get started. Hey guys, alright, so the first stretch that I do with my privates usually is where I put them flat against the wall and I try to straighten their knees and get them to reach down all the way to their toes. This gives a really good stretch behind the knees and helps them with their flexibility. The next thing that we usually do is I will use a block to put underneath their feet to support their ankles. If they're a little more flexible, this is the best way to do it. Butterfly stretch is always a great stretch, and it really does stretch your hip flexors. So this is another stretch that we do to begin our private. The next stretch I'll do is I'll stretch their middle splits. Usually their hips should be a little bit warmed up by this point, so I'll push gently as far as it can go, and then in a few minutes I will push a little harder. Having your student face you and putting their back flat to the wall helps to push past center split, so I'd recommend doing it this way, and the girls seem to really love it. It's a great stretch. The next thing I usually do is I like to stretch their feet out, so all you gotta do is kind of push down, stretch the arches out, and then I push back, flex their foot, stretch out their calves, and roll it out.
Do you feel it? I can feel it in the air. Isn't just me. Isn't just me.
Once you do it on one side, then you'll repeat it on the other side.
I can't even see straight. Do you feel the buzz, babe? Do you feel the buzz?
Alright, so this stretch is called a half split, and I like to put my students on this cheese mat that we have here just to bring their front leg a little bit higher for an extra good stretch. I always push down on their hips, and you also want to make sure that your front leg is turned out as much as you can, so the foot being in a straight line with your knee would be the goal. And this is going to give your hips a good stretch and the underneath of the glute that you're working on. Once I have them stretch their hips a little bit, I will grab their hands and stretch them back just to get a little bit of a back stretch. And when we do this stretch, you want to try to keep your hips nice and squared. Next thing I'll do is have them stretch out into their actual split, and keeping their front leg on this cheese mat helps to get an extra stretch. And then I will sometimes, depending on flexibility, elevate the back leg by putting a yoga block underneath their knee to support, and then push down obviously on the hips as much as they can take it. But you want to also make sure they're keeping those hips nice and squared. Next stretch we'll do is over split middle. So their center split is very important. That's why we like to stretch the hips out a little bit before going into this. Obviously it's up to the dancer how much they can take. So if they're a little bit more flexible, then we can do the over split stretch, which is what we're doing here. I'll keep one of their legs up on the cheese mat like before, and then lift the other foot with a yoga block and just push down firmly on the hips.
Do you feel the vibes?
The next stretch I'll do is put them on their knees on the very edge of the cheese mat, and this is just preference so that their knees don't hurt touching the ground, but some students don't care. And then I'll pull each leg right and left, front, side, and back. And this is just to get a good leg stretch for their leg holds, leg turns, anything that has to do with extensions, legs, anything like that. And you want to make sure that you're keeping their hips squared obviously when you're going to the front, and then I'll do a little bit of a flex foot just to get that extra good stretch behind the knee. Then I'll take it behind the shoulder and just do a little bit of a side leg hold stretch.
I can feel it in the air. Isn't just me.
Also, I like to keep my knees pushing and my thighs against their back and hips because this helps to keep their bottom leg straight in line with their body so that they get that extra good stretch. Last but not least in this stretch trio, I like to call this the back stretch. Again, I just bring it to the back. I keep my shoulder up against her knee, and then I'll make sure to grab both of her shoulders, and keeping her hips square, I just pull myself towards her shoulders, and this helps to get a good back stretch. Then you'll just repeat the whole thing on the left. This next stretch is also for your back. You just go up into your kickover and try to get your feet up on forced arch and arch your head back to your feet as much as you can. This is going to give the girls a really good back stretch for all of their tricks and all of things like that. Okay, so Missy over here is putting her ankle weights on, and we are going to do some strengthening exercises. Wow, it's so bright. Oh, snap. So we're gonna do some strengthening exercises using some yoga blocks, little stretch blocks, and using Miss Lily's disc that she has, and you'll see what we're gonna use this for. So all these things you can find on Amazon. I can put the links down below for the ankle weights, the yoga blocks, and the discs. That way you guys can get these back at home. And down.
This exercise here is going to help the girls with their control, their core, and the back of the knees. This really stretches the back of the knees, which I know for us, we have a lot of dancers that don't like to stretch those knees as much as they should, so this is going to help there.
And down, up, 8, and down, up, 9. One more, and you're gonna hold. Okay, go up and squeeze. 8, 7, 6, nice and tight. Turn on your feet. 5, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come down. Good. Good, girl. Ready? Nice and tall. And 1, and up, and 2, and up, 3, and up. Good. 4, and up, 5, up, 6, up. Yes, Lily. 7, up, 8, up, 9, and 10. Good. Hands on your hips when you're going out, in, and then back. Put your hands down and then you go through. Ready? 4 of them, okay? No, 5, sorry. And ready, going 1, 2, 3, 4, and in, 2, good, 3, 4, hands down, push back, grab your foot, and up, 2, 3, 4, good girl, down, 2, control, 3, 4, hands down, and up, go.
Then you will have the girls repeat this as many sets as you want to do and repeat it on the left side as well.
3, lock it out, girl, go, up, 1, and up, 2, good, and up, 3, and up, 4, good baby, and up, 5, squeeze those thighs.
These are my Batma explosions, and this is going to help for girls control and strengthening their legs, as well as getting those Batmas obviously nice and strong with straight knees and control. And I like to let them hold the last set so that they can work on squeezing and using those abs and thighs.
Here we go.
So next up we have some releves. This is always good for girls to start warming up their center when you guys want to work on turns or anything like that. And I just do 8 sets in 6th position and 8 in first, and then have them hold for the last set, and then balance on the right and left foot.
Down. Going 1, and 2, and 3, over your big toe, baby. Up, 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and hold it. 8, 7, strong arm. 6, 5, tuck your booty. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift your foot, balance. Good. And over to the other side. Squeeze your bottom supporting leg. Nice. And come down.
This balancing technique is also one of my favorites. I always use this to warm up center for my girls. I just have them come up their leg for a count of 8 to passe, then close their arms for a count of 8, then go up to releve nice and controlled. Also, you want to make sure that their bottom foot is on the center of the block. That way when they go up to releve, they don't slip off. The end of this private, since we did have an hour, I had more time to work on strengthening and flexibility. Then towards the end, we started to do more technique and actually did combos across the floor, in the center, and things like that. So depending on time and what the girls would like to work on in their privates is when this all happens.
Alright guys, so that was it for Lily's private today, and we just wanted to bring you in on it and show you what's going on. Right, girls?
Yeah.
Was that fun?
Yes.
And she was killing it. She's a little tough girl, you guys. You guys should check her out. I'm going to put all her information down below for her TikTok, her Instagram, and all that good stuff. And definitely give us a thumbs up. If you're a dancer, comment below what studio you guys dance at and let us know.
Like, subscribe, and turn on those post notifications.
Hey girl, yeah!